Mr. Davis, I want to take time out to thank you for interviewing with me today. My first question to you would be, what do you see as the role of the visual arts in society today, particularly in your profession? The visual arts pretty much dictate the way society interprets the world, from pop culture to politics. The visual arts have changed in a lot of our ways over the years and aren't nearly as expressive and opinionated now as they have been over the course of American history. But I think it still plays an integral part in our society.
Thank you for the answer, Mr. Davis. Now, new communications and media technologies make imagery almost instantly available. Do you believe that this is having a positive or negative influence on your field or industry? Mr. Davis replied, I think that's a two-part answer. The short-term result has a negative effect for record labels and artists, and producers have had to bear the brunt of that in their form of 360 deals, etc. On the other hand, the domino effect created by the boost in technology has liberated independent artists in that they no longer need a big corporation and ad campaigns to reach thousands of people almost instantly. I think YouTube is one of the best things to happen to artists and one of the worst things to happen to consumers. And I think the whole Rihanna scandal somewhat proves that. What popular images do you see that are frequently repeated throughout your industry? Mr. Davis replied, sex, drugs, party like you only have 24 hours to live. Do whatever you want. Mr. Davis, who is one of your favorite visual artists, and or what is your favorite style of visual art? Mr. Davis replied, I have to say my favorite form of visual arts is photography. I can't necessarily say I have a favorite photographer, but I've always been fascinated by the vision that goes into capturing a photo. I specifically enjoy nature shots, outer space photos, wildlife photos, etc. Our universe is fascinating, and I've always enjoyed the opportunity to experience it through someone else's eyes or lens. Okay, Mr. Davis, how has your knowledge of famous artworks influenced your creative process? Mr. Davis replied, one thing I've come to realize is that imitation and modeling are two drastically different things. Artists that are inspired by other artists tend to allow the influence to come out through their artwork, and they usually imitate what they admire. A replicated work of art takes an entirely different mindset to create than a piece that is inspired by an artist or style. As a musician, I have just as much of an appreciation for authenticity as I do for interpretation, but I also recognize that there is a time and place for each. Mr. Davis, how long have you been working in your profession? He replied, I've been a professional musician for about 11 years now. My final question, Mr. Davis. Explain what makes you a vital asset to music or your profession. Mr. Davis replied, I take my musicianship very seriously. Artists pour their heart and soul into their work, and they rely on me to breathe life into it and transform it into something tangible that the audience can receive. And I rely on the right tools for the right job to get it done in the most efficient way possible.